Guys, if you want to learn how to not goof up, then you better watch this one. Guys, welcome to the Mr. Bubbles channel, where we dish out awesome pressure washing business advice to beginners. Now, I got an exciting episode for you guys today, but before we get into it, I want to make two quick announcements. One, I'm like 8 or 9 episodes away from my 100th episode, guys, and that's a huge milestone for my channel. It's something that I was really excited about reaching when I first started the Mr. Bubbles channel. So, and I already decided for my 100th episode, what I want to do is I want to make you guys part of that episode. And how we're going to do that is, for my 100th episode, what I'm going to do is I'm going to answer 10 questions for you guys. And those questions are going to come from the comment section. So if you guys want to participate in that, write questions in the comment section. Make them really, really interesting, because, I'm going to pick the most interesting questions for that. And then guess what? You're going to be featured on there. I'm going to put on the bottom here, your name and the question and all of that. So I'm really excited about that, guys. Like I said, it's a huge milestone for the channel, and I really want you guys to be a part of that. Now, the second announcement is this. So I'm going to be in Orlando on the from the 21st to the 23rd of February, so we're a month away. What I'm doing there, guys, is attending the National Power Washing Convention. It happens every year. There's 2 big national power washing conventions. One happens in Nashville in August, which is called 𝐒𝐈𝐋𝐄𝐒, and then the other one is in February, in the beginning of the season in February. And like I said, it happens in Orlando. And it's going to be from the 21st to the 23rd of February. Now, in the description below, I'm going to put the link for you guys. The organizers of this convention is the PWMCA, which is essentially like a power washing trade organization. I'm going to put you the link to them in the description area, and it also you'll be able to hit that and get the tickets. So for you guys that are in the Panhandle, Florida Panhandle area, anywhere within, let's say, an hour and a half of Orlando, I would definitely highly recommend this convention for you guys. You're going to get to meet, you're going to meet content creators such as myself. There's going to be a bunch of other content creators there. There's going to be all your top vendors, chemical and equipment vendors in the country are going to be there. And then also you get to meet, other professionals, some titan of the industries. And of course, they're having seminars and training classes and all of that while you're there as well. So it's a huge, not just a learning opportunity. I'm really going for the opportunity to network and meet people. So anyway, if you guys are interested in that, in the description below, and I'll see you guys there. So let's get into today's episode. I'm super excited about this one, guys. I am going to be covering the 8 things, guys, 8 things that in 2024 you absolutely must do in order to, achieve a high level of success in the pressure washing industry. So let's jump right in. Number 1, guys, if you want to run a successful company in 2024, you need to make sure that you are offering exceptional customer service. That's just the bottom line. Guys, take a look around your world. Guess what? Customer service is not dying. It's dead. It's 100% dead. I'm not sure at exactly what point. I know it was already dying leading up to the COVID year 2020, but I think, COVID was the death blow. 2020 was the death blow for customer service. And then it just all across the board. It doesn't matter where you go. It can be the movie theater. It can be a restaurant, hotels, anywhere you go. Crappy customer service all around. So you need to make sure that you're offering exceptional customer service, because it's going to differentiate you from your competition. You see what I'm saying? Now, I'm doing a separate video. It's like 4 or 5 episodes away. I'm going to do a top 10, like the top 10 things you should be doing to run an exceptional customer service in your company. But for today's episode and purposes of this video, we're just going to touch on, 2 or 3 of the top ones. Like for me, the essential 3, let's say, the foundation of any customer service is going to be answering your phone, showing up on time, and simply being polite to people, right? So let's talk about this. So answering your phone, guys, this is something I've mentioned probably a couple dozen times on my channel. It's something I talk a lot about, this subject. And the reason for that being is it's one of the things I've heard like the most on when I'm out there on the field from customers. I've heard them say, oh, because I always ask people, right? So should you ask people, how they found out about the company and all of that. And people would say, oh, it's so interesting. I called like 3 people, nobody answered. And then I called you guys and you answer right away and you're here. Like a great example of that, a couple months back, and this is one of the townhouses that's on our, one of the episodes, but I can't remember which one. But anyway, so this lady, right? She called the office at 9 a.m. We picked up the phone. I was at her house at 10:15 doing her house. She was blown away by that. It was a $299 wash. And again, we were the 3rd company that she called. We were the only ones that she got a hold of. So there's a great example of why you want to make sure that you answer your phone. Enough said about that. Number 2 that we talked about is showing up on time. Guys, that's pretty self-explanatory. It's very unprofessional for you to show up late all the time. That's a really bad habit, by the way. And the other thing is this, guys. You got to remember, people are going to get upset at you because it makes it seem like your time is more valuable than theirs when you're constantly showing up late to jobs. Now, we as a company, have we shown up late to jobs? Well, absolutely. However, if you're in traffic or there was an accident or something happened where you were backed up for whatever reason, guys, the important thing is to communicate to your customer. Like if one of our technicians is in traffic and he's going to be 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes late, we simply just let the customer know. We text the customer through our office to let them know, hey, our guy's stuck in traffic. There's an accident. Our ETA is, XYZ. So anyway, that's providing good customer service. And finally, guys, just be polite. You know what I mean? Smile, talk to people, answer questions. Don't be rude to people, just people love talking about themselves. So get people talking about themselves and don't be shy and stuff like that. So, and my general rule of thumb with people is, remember that old saying that I say a lot, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. Again, I mean, being polite is just something that is just universal, right? Like treat others the way you would want to be treated. So enough said about that. So number 2 on our list, guys, quality service. Again, let me repeat that. Quality service. Guys, guess what? It does not matter. You could run the best customer service in the world. But if you go out there and do crappy work, then the fact that you answered your phone or that you're polite, that you showed up on time, none of that will matter. You see what I'm saying? You have to go out there and do quality work. Now, some of that is going to come with experience. But the best advice I'm going to give to you guys is make sure, if you have less than, a year or 2 in the field, let's say 2-3 years in the field, like let's say it's your first year in the field, don't take on jobs that are going to be like way, way, way above, above what you can do. I just had a guy a couple months ago call me, and he's got a small company, and he got a contract with our local Six Flags, which is about an hour away from his shop, doing a bunch of, washing their equipment and all of that stuff. So, but it was way above his capability, right? So he called me, and we went and did the contract for him. But the bottom line is, you don't want to get over your skis with that. You want to make sure that you get work that you can handle, and then start in your local area, start with your neighborhood, start with your family, friends, and little by little you go acquiring that knowledge. Like, I'll give you an example of what not to do. I had somebody reach out to me that doesn't even have a pressure washing company yet, but they're in a process of getting all of this stuff together, and they want to jump straight into HOA contracts. And I had to explain to them that what's the point of getting an HOA contract? You never washed a single house. What happens if you get, a contract for 300 homes and you've never even washed a single home? that doesn't make any sense. You see what I'm saying? Like, you want to stay to your level. So make sure you get out there. You know, don't try to do things like super quick. Make sure you pay attention to what you're doing and go little by little. Even if it takes you 4, 5, 6 hours to do a job, that's fine. You know, because the time it takes you to do a job, that stuff is gonna get better with time, right? So the bottom line is, when I do a house, I walk it multiple times, make sure I didn't miss anything. You know, maybe I'll touch up something for free, like a mailbox or a little walkway. You know, make sure you take good care of your customers, because again, you know, that's going to also lead to great customer service, right? But then, you know, they're going to recommend you to their neighbors and their friends. And then if you do a really crappy job, the opposite of that is going to happen. They're going to go on Facebook and they're going to talk bad about you online and to their friends and to their neighbors and whatnot. And you don't want that. So another must do, make sure that you're doing quality work out there. And again, a lot of that is going to help you what's going to help you to do a lot of that, I should say, is watching my channel and other channels like my channel, so you go out there and you know what you're doing. Number 3 on our list, guys. So this is something, I don't know, I've talked about this. I think I've mentioned it in a video or two, but I want to make sure you guys put emphasis in this. You want to offer package deals. Now, for you guys that have not watched the last episode of our trailer build series, right? The episode where we go out and we actually use the rig that we built. Guys, originally when I went out to quote that job, they just wanted a house wash. And while I was there, I pointed out a bunch of things, right? It ended up becoming a $3,200 job, including the roof. So, you know, you guys want to make sure that when you go out there to price out jobs, you want to add at least one thing or two. Whenever people call us out because they want to have their driveway done, we always try to point out at least one thing. So, you know, the reason for this being is very simple. You know, I've noticed this right around year 4 for me. I noticed that my average rate, or my average ticket, I should say, was like around, let's say, $300, right around there. It was right around there. The only way your average ticket is going to be able to go up is not necessarily always by raising the price of the house wash, right? Like, I can't get a $700, $900 average ticket just by raising my house wash price. Like, I can get that price point if I add the gutter or the deck or the whatever. You see what I'm saying? So make sure that you guys are averaging, you know, $400 to $600 in that range is where the sweet spot is for beginners, like $400 to $600. So, you know, you're going out there, you're doing a basement stairwell and the house wash, $400. Or you're doing the driveway and the house for $600. That's just examples. But anyway, bottom line is make sure you're offering package deals to people. Number 4 on our list. So this is something that I don't think I've mentioned before, but it's very important, and it's something that I think a lot of you guys are making mistakes on. Guys, this year you have to focus first on doing 4 forms of marketing. And the reason why I say that is, a lot of you guys, you want to do all of these different forms of marketing. Like, you want to do 12, 13, 15 forms of marketing. But what you really should focus on, especially, you know, if you're new, and to me, again, guys, a new guy to me is anyone that is making less than $30,000 a month and has less than 3 years in a business. So if you're in either one of those categories, to me, you're a new guy. So if you have 4 years in a business and you're making over 30,000, then I would consider you a professional. You see what I'm saying? So the bottom line is this. You have to focus on mastering A, then B, before you go to C and D. And what a lot of you guys are doing is you want to go to XYZ and you don't even know how to do ABC yet. You see what I'm saying? So the 4 forms of marketing, now I'm just going to blaze right through them here. But it's like 3 episodes from this one. I'm actually going to break down these 4 in great detail. Like, it's going to be a whole episode where we're going to talk in detail about this. But anyway, so the 4 forms of marketing that you must get 100% right is, you need to make sure you have an optimized Google My Business, okay? And I have a video for that. That's episode 56 on our our series, our marketing series. So it'll teach you how to, optimize your Google My Business. Number two, you need to make sure you're doing your 1,000 6x9 postcards a month. Again, if you guys don't have a good design on that, just drop me an email and I will send you my design. You guys can just copy my design. It's the design that I've been using for 8-9 years now. It works. And of course, it's always easier to copy success. Number three, yard signs. Now, a lot of you guys are doing yard signs the wrong way. And by that, I mean is what you guys are doing is you're going out in your town and you're just putting out like 100, let's say 50 yard signs a week, 100 a week, whatever it is, right? You don't want to do that anymore. Guys, I've noticed that I would say in the last 3 years, like the results of that are not good anymore. A lot of it is there's just too many. A lot of people are doing that. The way you want to do your yard signs is, first of all, you want to make sure that they're colorful, right? There's a lot of colors in them. Don't just do like the black and white because it's cheap. If you're going to go cheap, then just don't do it. And the other thing is, don't put pricing on them. I see that as a big mistake. A lot of yard signs have pricing on them. You should not have pricing on your yard signs because every customer is different. Like, I'll give you an example. Let's say you put on there that you're going to do all the house washes $250, okay? But then somebody calls you and they have a 8,000 square foot stucco home. You're not going to do that for $250. So then the person's going to get upset. They're going to be like, I saw your sign. Your sign said $250. So anyway, the bottom line is don't put pricing. Make sure your website, your phone number, what you do, and your name, and in colorful. And then what I would do is, the way that we at Mr. Bubbles do yard signs is we only put them on yards of houses that we already done. Okay, so enough said about that. Again, guys, I'm going to break this down even more in the next couple episodes, so don't worry. And then, so again, number one is you want to make sure you have an optimized Google My Business. Number two, the nice postcard that you're doing at least 1,000 of those targeting dirty homes. Number three, you want to have your yard signs. And number four, face-to-face marketing or door-to-door sales, however you want to call it. Guys, you want to be pitching about 100 commercial jobs a month and 100 residential. So the bottom line is that's just a lot of legwork. You just got to go out there, identify dirty homes, identify dirty businesses, go up there and talk to people, okay? And again, if you need the sales pitch on that, just email me. I will send you the sales pitch. So the bottom line is you want to master these four before you move on to something else. Like, I'll give you guys a quick example. I recently talked to, you guys know I coach a lot of guys in the industry. And I was recently talking to a potential coaching client, and I asked him, what his main form of marketing is, and he said that the only form of marketing he does is he spends like $1,200 a month on Yelp. Yikes. Yelp, yikes. Guys, like my rule, this is a rule that I had for myself, okay? I did not start spending money on any kind of online marketing of any kind until I was making $25,000 a month, because there's so many other forms of marketing, free or very inexpensive forms of marketing, that you can focus on first. So I do not recommend you guys do Facebook, Yelp, or any kind of Google ad until you have mastered the basics first. So enough said about that, because we are talking about this in greater detail later on. But just make sure, guys, that you're out there mastering the basics first. Okay, number 5 on our list, practice selling, something that I preach a lot on my channel. Again, it's episode, I want to say, guys, 51 or 52. I think it's 52, where I do a whole episode where we talk about selling. So again, I'm not going to break down here what it is. Like a sales pitch. I've talked about this: introduction, short story, presentation, close, and then the upselling. That's the anatomy of a sales pitch. And the bottom line, guys, is this is just something that you're going to have to push yourself to learn. What I would recommend: buy a couple books on Amazon, watch as many videos as you can on YouTube, covering door-to-door sales, face-to-face marketing, selling in general. Okay, the bottom line is, though, like anything else in life, guys, like anything, selling is all about building relationships with people, right? I go back to the saying, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care, right? So selling is all about that, building relationships with people, getting out there and doing it. And it's another one of those things. The more you do, the better you're gonna get at it. Like I'll give you guys a great example. I don't know how many of you guys play chess, but I've been playing chess since I was like 11. I go to tournaments all the time, even to this day. I love chess. Chess is one of those games. The more you play it, the more you memorize certain positions and openings and whatnot, the better you get at it. Anything in life is like that. Like playing the guitar, riding a motorcycle, playing the drums, whatever. The bottom line is you got to get out there and just start pitching. And like I said, 100 commercial, 100 residential a month will definitely get you there, because you're going to, if you're pitching, think about this. If you're pitching 200 people a month, guys, like you're going to get 20 jobs. You're going to get 20 to 30 jobs right there. Right there, that's a 10 grand a month in your pocketbook. I mean, what are we even talking about here? So let's move on to number 6. Number 6 on my list is something I've talked about. Man, guys, I would say this might be the thing I've talked about the most on my channel. I preach this a lot. And as far as I know, I'm one of the few guys that talks about this ad nauseum. And that's networking. Guys, you have to learn how to network. Okay? Networking, guys, I don't know if I've ever shared this with you before. So there was a point in my business where I hit a plateau. Okay, and that plateau for me was right around 400,000. I was stuck there from years 4, 5, and 6. I was right around the $400,000 mark and just could not break it, no matter what I did, no matter how many trucks I had, no matter how much money I spent on marketing. Nothing could get me over that hump until I started doing networking. So networking is something that will take you to the next level, because it's going to put you in front of people that normal marketing would not. And I'm not going to bore you with the stories, but man, guys, I have literally hundreds of stories that I can share with you on how networking completely changed my business, okay? And the number one tip that I got for you guys on that is this. Guys, make sure you join your local chamber of commerce. Your local chamber of commerce, they do a bunch of networking events where, they go to restaurants and you get to meet other people, and it's awesome. So make sure that you're getting your name out there. This is going to be huge for branding, which is what that was a great segue, because that's what we're going to talk about in number 7, guys. We're talking about marketing and branding. Now, let me define these two for you. So marketing is what you do, the action you take to physically get a customer, okay? So it's an action you take to be able to get a customer. That's what marketing is. Branding, though, is what you do to build a reputation in a marketplace. Guys, you got to remember this, okay? You got to remember this. People, and by that I mean consumers, right? Potential clients, customers. They want to do business with people they know, they like, and they trust. Think about that. They know, they like, and they trust. And that's what creating branding is. You want to build your reputation in the marketplace. Now, it's about 20, 30 episodes away, but I am doing it's going to be like an hour-long video. I am doing a deep dive into branding. And so we're going to talk about this a lot in the future as well, because that's definitely, guys, if you're focused on marketing and your marketing is not reflecting your branding, then you're wasting your time. Like, I'll give you guys a great example. I recently had a guy reach out to me for some advice, and he had made 100 yard signs, and his yard sign just had like pressure washing phone number in his name. So it was like his name, pressure washing phone number. That's a huge mistake right there, because I asked him, I said, man, how come you don't have like your I'm sorry, it didn't even, that's right, guys, it didn't have his name. It just said pressure washing and then phone number. That was it. So I said to him, I said, how come you don't have your name, your website? And he just didn't think it was that important. So the bottom line, guys, is all of your marketing should also be pushing your brand. Does that make sense to you? That's why, like Mr. Bubbles, you guys have seen in all my videos, all my trucks, they look like my shirt. All my marketing looks the same. All your branding, from your social media, online branding, to your boots on the ground marketing branding, it should all look very similar, right? So the bottom line is, in today's world, right? interconnected world where people can call neighbors and they can check you out online and stuff, you want to make sure that you are building a solid reputation out there in the marketplace. Okay, so make sure that your marketing is reflective of your branding. So it's very important. I guess what I'm trying to say is you should marry those two. That's the word I was looking for. You should marry those two. Like they're not interchangeable. Like one can't live without the other. Like you need both of them happening at the same time. Enough said about that. So finally, guys, let's talk about the last thing on my list today, which is goal focused. Okay, so this is very important because this is kind of what I've noticed. So a lot of you guys are very equipment focused, and obviously, you know, I mention this all the time, right? The 3 things you need in order to make it, you know, have success in the pressure washing business. You need what? You guys already know this by heart, of course. You need experience, chemical knowledge, and superior commercial grade equipment. I mention that all the time, right? But equipment is not, guys, like your pay is a reflection of your skill. Like the more skills you stack on top of each other, the more money you're going to make. So you need to focus on hitting goals and improving your skills out in the field, not so focused on equipment. Does that make sense to you? Like a lot of you guys are like, oh, I'm not making money because I don't have this really, like I don't have an AR-45 or I don't have the 8-gallon a minute machine. Guys, first focus on becoming a master out in the field, right? That takes a little bit of time. What you need to do is you need to hit small goals first. Like I think I mentioned this before, but the very first goal that I ever had, guys, was I just wanted to get to 100 house washes. So I wasn't like thinking about how much money I was going to make or how awesome my company was going to be. Nothing like that. I just wanted to get to 100 house washes. And so I did everything possible to get that goal. And literally, like, I went counting one by one until I got to 100 house washes. And then once I got to 100, I was like, oh, man, that's pretty cool. And then my next goal was 1,000. So I got to 1,000 houses on my 3rd year. Right towards the end of my 3rd season is when I hit 1,000 houses. And then obviously after that, I stopped counting. But the point here is, guys, hit small goals first. Don't be so focused on equipment or money. Be focused on acquiring knowledge, acquiring skill sets. Because remember, the skill sets are what's going to help you achieve your goals and hit financial freedom and all of that. And guys, finally, I wanted to end it with this. Guys, be prepared. Like, guys, be prepared to make some money in 2024. This is an election year. So what does that mean? The government, they're going to be dumping a bunch of money into the economy. We're going to see gas prices go down. We're going to see all kinds of, you know, the COGS, right? Cost of goods and services, COGS, cost of goods and services are going to go down. So, you know, because they're going to pump money into the economy. So people are like, oh, the government's doing good. So then everyone's going to want to vote Democrat because they think that the economy is doing so great. So for us that are in the service industry, we're going to see this influx of money coming in because you know, people are going to want to get their house, you know, their house washed because they got all this money coming in. And then on the flip side of that is you also got the real estate market is going to boom. So be prepared for 2024. In the next 3-4 months, guys, I mean, there's going to be a lot of money coming in, and you got to set yourself up for that. So, and again, guys, I've mentioned this a bunch. If you need my help, just email me. You know, I'll help you guys out. But that's all I got for you guys today. I really, guys, oh my God, I appreciate you guys so much. You guys send me some awesome emails and texts and stuff. So I really appreciate everything that you do for the Mr. Bubbles channel. And I highly recommend you watch the next video as well. Guys, in the next video, we're going to be out in the field again. Because you got to remember, I mean, the Mr. Bubbles channels is a how-to channel, right? We're building a pressure washing academy, like a trade school. So we're going to go out in the field and teach you step by step how to do stuff. So make sure you click on to the next video. And then the other thing I was going to say is this, guys, please email me. I'll make it super simple for you. I'll put my email right here, ask@mrbubbles.com. You can also find it in the description below. Guys, email me. I'll be a great resource for you. I'll send you my marketing blueprint or the trailer build blueprint. Help you guys out. But yeah, thanks very much for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bubbles out.